Welcome back to the STB Secure the Bag Podcast. I'm your host, Ruby, Rachel, whatever you want to call me, Ruby Ray. That's perfect. Now, for those of you that didn't know, I was a stripper for 4 years throughout Vegas, Texas, New York, everywhere besides Florida, basically. I went there, but no. Anyways. This is a great podcast. You're in for some fucking treats, okay? You're in for some tea. You're in for some, crazy stories. You're in for daddies. You're in, okay? So, welcome. I'm glad you guys are here. I kept that secret of me stripping for 4 years, and during those 4 years, every night that I had went to work, I basically reflected on it. So, every night I come home, I'd reflect on my night. I'd talk about how much I made. I'd talk about if it was slow, great, shitty, phenomenal, altercations, tricks, tips, whatever you want. And in the last one, we talked about the one physical altercation that I got into. Now, in the strip club, altercations and confrontations are something that you're going to encounter because at the end of the day, in the strip club, there's liquor, there's drugs, there's dicks, there's pussy, there's strippers. There's a lot of things going on, right? So a lot of that, so many personalities, people from all over the world, people from all different backgrounds, they're all there. And I would say that us as strippers, we have some of not the hardest jobs, but we definitely have a lot of different personalities to work with and manage. And if you're someone that gets upset easily or someone that gets offended easily, it's probably not the club for you. Not even the industry for you. It's not the career for you. Whatever you want to call it. It's not the place for you. If you get offended easily or you let shit bother you that quickly, because people are off the liquor, people are off the drugs, people come from all different backgrounds, like I said. People say dumb shit. They probably don't mean it, but things slip out of their mouth. And if you let every little thing bother you, you're not going to last very long because management won't tolerate that shit. And a lot of other people won't either. So I had talked about in the last episode, the altercation and just how I was able to overcome it, how I was able to get better from it, and how it was able to transpire into, the real world and in my life now. So a lot has changed and we're still in 2019. We're May 27th right now. But I love this quote because it was at the very top of this reflection. And the thing about it is I don't read these reflections. I would write these reflections and then I would never go back and read them. And maybe I should have just to continue to help myself grow and remind myself, what's at stake or, what I can do better. But it's kind of fun to read these now, 4 years later, because literally it's May 27th right now. And this is from May 27th of 2019. So it's kind of full circle. It's really cool to reminisce because I feel like we forget so much. When you have a friend that's oh my God, do you remember when we did this? Do you remember that night? Do you remember oh my God, how you did that? And you're oh my God, I forgot that even happened. Life is so amazing, making memories, reflecting on things. I know that a lot of people don't like to talk about the past if they had a bad past or something tough that had happened. But I think it's important because the past is what makes us who we are now. And then it contributes to who we'll be in the future. So being able to reflect on these regardless of, what's said or what I did, I leave it all on the table. I don't hold back with you guys. I want you guys to know every little thing because I'm continuing to learn too, right? And I can only hope that this also helps you guys in your journey, no matter what it is, whether you're a stripper, fucking prostitute, I don't care. You could be doing anything. And hopefully this makes some type of difference in your life to continue to allow you to win or succeed in your own rights. Anyway, so this quote says, "Life will pay any price you ask of it." You know what's so crazy? That I can literally write down in my goals and say that I want to make 5,000, 7,000, or even 10,000 in 1 week. And I can have a roll of shitty nights, but by the end of the week, I always have the money come to me. This week was probably 2 of the worst nights I've ever had, but I had to come back stronger. Tonight was extremely slow at first, and I really thought I'd only leave with a few $100s. I had to tell myself, shit, I may not hit my goals this week. Sometimes you have to be okay with that. And that's okay. In the strip club, nothing is guaranteed. You don't get a set paycheck every other week or month, so you have to set goals for how much you want to make and then execute on it. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. Either way, if you set your intentions properly about how much money you want to make, how many days you want to work, etc., the money will flow the way it's supposed to. Believe that. And that's so true, because before I was dancing, I used to be in sales, and one of the biggest things that I learned was it's a numbers game, right? So it depends on how many people you talk to, how many people you pitch, how many people you're able to kind of move through your funnel, right? And then how many people you close. So it's all a numbers game. So if you can get like a good number, like, okay, if I go up to 10 people, 2 of them, let's just say for easy numbers, 2, that's a little low. I think at least half. If you go up to 10 people, I would say about half will say yes to a dance. If not, or if maybe you're new or something like that, maybe only 1, maybe only 2, whatever. And of course, it depends on the night. It depends on like if you're just getting started, maybe you're just trying to get your feet wet, whatever. Getting the numbers down, right? So if you reach out to this many people, you know for sure this many people will say yes. And then out of this many people that say yes to a single dance, maybe one of them out of those 5 that said yes to a single dance will actually go to a room. So it's like just getting familiar with the numbers. I even do that now in my current business. I know how many leads I need to get in order to close how many people. So it's kind of fun because then it becomes a little bit more predictable. Now, of course, like it still can be hit or miss, but at least you have like an idea. You know, if I just continue to talk to people and maybe even use different approaches and strategies, it'll help. Because it's not all like, oh, you walk into the club and then money just fucking hits you in the face. That's not how it goes at all. You got to work for that shit. You got to talk to people. You got to work. So once I started settling in more with my clear intentions and actually planning out different scenarios of what could happen, I started making more money. I used to average $500 to $800 a night. Then I started averaging $1,000+ a night. Now I'm averaging $2,000+ a night. I don't say that to brag, by the way. I do that to show you what's possible if you do the same. So do it. And secure the bag. I'm fucking weak with the little cornball messages. But no, that's so true, because when I first started, and I talk about this all the time to people, when I worked at my first ever club, I worked day shift. So I was in the clubs from like 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. in San Francisco. And the reason why I was day shift was because the manager, I had went in to audition during the day. So usually when you the time that you audition is the shift that you get. And it was on a Saturday. So I was like, oh, people won't be there on a Saturday during the day. You know, this is the perfect time for me to go audition, because I had never walked into a strip club in my life prior to auditioning. Isn't that crazy? I was like scared shitless. I was hoping nobody was there. Well, there was a lot of people there. And I had to finesse my way onto not going onto the main stage to audition. I asked the guy if I could do like a little side pole dance or something on a different pole. And he let me. And I didn't think I was going to get hired at all. But he basically said I was, because he thought that I had potential. And luckily, I had some great girls at that club that were able to kind of show me the ropes, show me some of the different dance moves, what to say, how to talk to people. But it was a very big learning curve, and it was a lot of trial and error. I mean, it took me probably like 6 months to even be comfortable with bringing up the idea of going to a private room. I was so scared to go to private rooms because I didn't know what to do. I thought, you know, they're going to want to fuck. They're going to pull their dick out. They're going to try to rape me. They're going to offer me drugs. Like that was my mindset, right? Because that's what we see in the movies. That's what we hear about. Like I just think it's dirty, right? That was my mindset. But until I actually started to get comfortable, involved in the industry, start to understand everything, know that obviously like I need to fucking put my foot down, like, you know, if anyone tries any weird shit, which never, like, rarely ever happened. I think maybe I had a couple incidents, but you guys would know about it because it's in these reflections. But I can't really think of anything crazy where I actually was scared or where I was, like, super uncomfortable. Never, ever. But I do remember when I first started, my first day, I think I made, like, $100. And I was fucking over the moon because I was like, damn, I just made $100 like, I only did like 3 dances, okay, but fuck, like, oh my God, like lit. And then one of the Fridays, I think it was like my first or second week working, I had made $600. And then I drove back to Sacramento where I was living at the time. And I went to Topgolf with one of my guy friends, like just to go hang out. And I had counted my money before I went in. And I just remember like once I got to that number 600, I was like, oh my fucking God, bro, I'm rich. Like I'm like over here like so ecstatic because I was 20 at the time, and I had worked like small jobs, like a gym fitness instructor, or like my first job was McDonald's. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I had just graduated high school a couple years prior. So I'm over here broke, dropped out of college to pursue sales and business, and that shit was a fucking bust. Now I'm a stripper. You know, I'm like, I've never seen money. So seeing 600 in one day, I was fucking lit, you know? And I don't know, like, I don't even know, like, what the average minimum wage is in California. What is it, like 15? Oh, yeah. Well, what, $13 back then, maybe? 12? Okay, so if it was like $12 back in 2018, then 8 hours. Oh my God, people are only making $100 a day? Oh, no. That's fucking, oh my God, that's fucking crazy. $100 a day? Fuck. Well, I had made 6 times what the average like minimum wage individual would make. I'm over here like, fuck yeah. Now if I make $600 every day, then how much is that? And then I make that, and I add on more days to my work schedule. If I was to work 7 days in a row and I make $600, ooh, and then maybe one day I'll make $1,000. Oh my God. Like, you know, just like fantasizing about these potential amounts was really exciting. But like I said, I was so over the moon about the $600. And then I remember I worked one time. I think I worked 16 hours one time. I know the number, but I had made like 1,000, but I had worked 16 hours, but I didn't give a fuck. I was like, I just hit a new goal, you know, like I hit a new number, and then then I started averaging these numbers, right? And it just like, it turns into a snowball. You start to get comfortable and you start to get used to it, but then you level up and then you get used to that, and then you go and you level up, and it's so much fun. And not everyone is like that. You know what I mean? If you want to make, you know, like $300 a night, or if you want to try to average like 500 a night, and you're okay with that, by all means, like, go for it. You know what I mean? You don't have to go for those large numbers. But for me, that was what was fun about it, right? It's a game. And I think that's what kind of keeps us in the industry is the numbers, right? Like, the money is so good at times where it's like, I don't ever want to leave this. The feeling and the addiction almost of like going in and being able to secure a bag is one of the best feelings. But then, you know, when it's great, it's great. But when it's bad, it's bad. So then when you have those nights where you leave with 0 or 40 or 100 or fucking $95, you're like, fuck, like, I need to do something else. Like, I have bills coming up. I have a kid. I have family to take care of. I'm a dog mom, whatever it is. Like, when it's bad, it's bad. And I know we all want to tell ourselves, I'll make it back, but there's more scenarios than just not making money in the club. You could get fired, you could fucking sprain your ankle, something could happen, like with your family, whatever the case may be. Being prepared is probably one of the best things you can do, and saving and stacking up is also another important thing. But after this night, this was my last night working before I took a month off. My boyfriend at the time, he had just graduated college, and I invited him to come in, basically like stay with me for 3 months before he went back to where he lived and pursued like a career. And I had saved up like all of May, I want to say. I saved up like $7,000 just to put towards like this 1 month trip of like going. We went to like LA, San Diego, back to my hometown, Sacramento. We spent time here, fucking Seattle, Portland. We went everywhere, like on the West Coast. And that was a lot of fun, you know? And that was like something that I worked towards, and it was a great thing because I was able to hit my goal, right? Like, you put the intention and you put the effort towards that intention, it's going to happen. And I want to say it's going to happen. I mean, I guess all of us can fall short sometimes, but for the most part, like, you go in with the intention and you work hard and you also try to do things the right way. I don't see any reason why people can't succeed and do what they want to do. But yeah, so the next one will be literally a month from then. And I fucking remember too. I remember going on that trip, and then we had ate so much food that I literally came back and I asked him to take I asked him to take a picture because I thought it looked so good. I was like, oh, I'm in a little outfit right now. Like, I'm about to go back to work. I look fucking good. Bro, I don't even know if I still have that picture. It's so fucking bad. I'm like, oh my God, how much did we eat? I look like a fucking seal. I was in my bag not in a good way either. Like, I was like, oh my God, ew, I need to go to the gym like today. And that was, I want to say like a year before my first surgery. So I was natural for like the first year and a half. I'm impressed. Because I used to like be like, oh my God, I'm natural. Like I'm one of like the only natural girls and I still make money. Yeah. No, I was so hype about it. But I'm telling you guys, sooner or later, we're going to get to the blog post, which fucking changed everything. And what like encouraged me or what made me want to go get like a surgery, which I'm all for, by the way. But I'm not over here like encouraging it. But I'm just saying, fuck, I remember that shit like it was yesterday. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. Definitely make sure to like, subscribe, comment. We're growing. We now have over 100 subscribers on YouTube. Yeah! We have over 1,000 followers on TikTok. Okay? We have over 10,000 likes on TikTok. And I think on Instagram, we got like 28,000 views over the last month. No, that was on YouTube. On TikTok, I mean, on Instagram, it was a lot too, though. But we only have like 250 followers, I think, on Instagram. Instagram is weird sometimes. Anyways, doesn't matter. Hate comments are welcome. We love the banter. Please bring it on. I love it. Come on, boys. I know a lot of the guys love this shit. They're like, oh my God, this fucking cunt. Anyways, I appreciate you guys. Thank you again for tuning in. And as always, secure the bag.